All right, Aries, so I don't get to see seduction a lot, but it's a little bit iffy when it shows up. But what I like about this is that I think that a lot of you right now are starting to question whether or not you are happy with your current situation or circumstances, right? Like if you're in a relationship, you may be looking at it like maybe it's not what it's cracked up to be. If it's a business partnership, you may have been too quick to accept a really good offer, but now you're starting to see how you are being manipulated, right? And that is seduction. So seduction, allure, desire, manipulation, but you have discovery, which makes me think that a lot of you are kind of like looking back at how you may have been in the past. Discovery talks about how you may be trying to recapture a past that no longer fits who you are now. There is something about you that is changing. You know, there's more self-discovery that's happening here. But it also says that, you know, you're asking yourself that question. Are you really happy with your current situation? Is it really, you know, what is benefiting you? So this is like understanding now that you're keeping things that are less than what you deserve, especially with seduction. So this could either be about, you know, an attractive offer from a person as far as like, you know, romantic feelings, or this could be like a really attractive business offer. But you are being manipulated, and I think that you're becoming aware of that now. But I also think that it's becoming aware on a much deeper level where you're looking back at how you may have been too quick to jump into things that look really good. You know, I don't want to say every time, but maybe that was just a part of your personality, right? And it would make sense with Aries. That is the beauty of Aries, being able to jump in front of the line when no one else wants to do something and going, I'll do it, I'll try it, right? But this very specifically is saying, though, that you may be being manipulated here. All right, Aries, here we go. Here is your overall. The Six of Wands. I always smile when I see this one because I get the concept of it. But it's interesting that, you know, the wedding is what's being depicted in terms of, you know, the celebration and overcoming certain obstacles. But with the Six of Wands here, you may be very, very successful. You may feel like you have overcome something very difficult. Now that could be in terms of a relationship, but then the other part of the Six of Wands is getting the deserved recognition for doing something right, which is great. So if we're looking at this in connection to the oracle cards here, again, there's the self-discovery going on, and you may be overcoming, you know, a really bad situation that you may have gotten caught up in. Now, for some of you, if there were, you know, difficulties within a relationship, then this is great. You are overcoming that now, especially if there's been an issue of, you know, manipulation and seduction, right? But this looks great. This looks great. This is all leading to you doing the right thing for you in your life and being recognized for that. Now, in the past, the Four of Wands, right? That's kind of where it begins, and then you lead to the Six of Wands, which makes me wonder, you know, are some of you getting married? Maybe, possibly. For others of you, if you're already married or in a really good partnership, this looks fantastic. But the Four of Wands in terms of the past is talking about how you've had to rebuild your foundation, so to speak, but this is really good. And again, there's this accomplishment that's happening here for you, but we're talking about you celebrating that, right? But this could be talking about you, you know, building your life with someone though too. You know, but there are some struggles though that we're overcoming with the Six of Wands, but none of this looks bad at all. But I do think that, you know, it may have taken some time for you to get to this place now, you know, where you feel like you're building a better foundation, and not just in relationships, but possibly in your career, right? You know, and then finally getting the recognition that you deserve for the hard work that you've put in and all the fire and passion that's going on, right? Okay, so in the present, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so, and here is where it's not like super difficult, but I think that, you know, if you are starting to kind of like build a foundation in your life here in terms of either your relationship or your career, the Seven of Pentacles is going to be you looking at the tangible results of this. So you're going to be reevaluating the situation right now and whether or not, you know, you're seeing the kind of results that you want. I always reference the steampunk tarot when it comes to the Seven of Pentacles, because if you ever look at the definition of that, they talk about, you know, how is reality stacking up to your expectations, you know. So you may be kind of questioning the results that you're seeing right now. And, you know, this may also be a turning point for some of you, where you may be looking at possibly doing something different in your career though too, you know, but we'll see here. Uh-oh. Okay. But the thing is with the Six of Wands, there's victory over this, but it's not without struggle. With the Five of Wands being in future conditions, we're talking about competition. And this may be, you know, something that you're taking into consideration with the Seven of Pentacles. So let's say this has to do with your career. In the past, you may have started something new, and, you know, you're at this point now where there is a good foundation that's being built. But you may be looking at your career going, you know, am I really getting the kind of results that I want to see? And that's kind of where the Seven of Pentacles is coming through. But the thing is you may also be reevaluating whether or not it's a good idea to start something different because of the competition. But regardless, you overcome that though. Now, for some of you, if this is going to have to do with a relationship, you know, you may be kind of questioning on whether or not this is the right way for you to go based on the results that you're seeing. And there may be, you know, an argument that comes up here with the Five of Wands, because, you know, we're talking about conflict, petty arguments, you know, besides competition. But in terms of two people, I always look at this, I mean, even though we're looking at a group of people, I always look at this as like butting heads. You know, communication is strained in such a way where, you know, it's not harmful words being used. It's just that there is no want to understand. So for some of you, if this is about relationship, you know, maybe you are wanting to see something different and you're trying to get to that place with this person, but, you know, we're not agreeing. We're not seeing eye to eye with the Five of Wands. You know, but you overcome this though. So either way, in whatever situation you're dealing with, Aries, you're still coming out on top, which is great. But it's because you've done the right thing here, which makes me wonder, well, what is it that you have done in order to overcome this, right? But this, in terms of the fives, I can handle this a lot better than the other ones for sure. You know, because this isn't bad, because you're still being given an opportunity to show where, you know, you are better than the rest in terms of competition. But it also gives you a chance to, you know, settle arguments before things escalate, you know. Oh, okay. Your best path to follow, the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So this, I think, is what I want to say here is understanding the ups and downs, right? And it's interesting that a Ferris wheel is what is depicted for this, you know. And I always look at like the chance encounter that's happening here in terms of fate and destiny stepping in. So there's one of two ways that I feel about this. For some of you, this is like being able to handle, you know, how certain situations are going and understanding that it's leading to a better opportunity, right? Fate and destiny. The wheel turning in your favor this time, you know, fortune, especially with the Six of Wands, right? This may be something that is out of your control, that is happening for a reason in order for a career situation to become better for you right now. For others of you, this may be something that was meant to happen, and it may involve something kind of like walking into your life that may be questioning what you're investing into right now, which may be leading to some kind of conflict here with the Five of Wands. Now, that's only going to be for some of you. And I only say that because I'm looking at this and what has been established. But the thing is, you know, you're going to be overcoming the difficulties here. But I'm looking at this going, what's happening? What is it that, you know, was set into motion that's kind of coming in now, right? This wasn't set by your own actions. You know, this is something that was meant to come into your life, right? Okay, in your environment, the Hermit. This I like, because with the Seven of Pentacles, you know, again, if you're kind of like reevaluating a situation with the Hermit, you're really looking at where you have been, all the experiences that you've had up to this point. It really is about, you know, finding wisdom and using that when moving forward. I don't think that you're separating yourself from a situation here. Now, for some of you, you may be taking a time out, but this isn't like finality, right? Like, I'm not seeing this as something that's going to be coming to an end. Although that could be the case, but I'm still looking at that Six of Wands thinking, no, you know, even though we're kind of like looking at a completion here because of some conflict, you're still overcoming the difficulties. But the Hermit, though, it's not just about separating yourself from, you know, situations and people and, you know, wanting to just be left alone. This is also you no longer needing validation from the outside. This is you going within and finding that within yourself based on your experiences. You know, and then again, I go back to discovery and something that is changing about you. But there is something has been established in the past. You're reevaluating it now. You may be stepping back and going inward and kind of looking at, you know, everything that has led you to this point. And that may be because fate and destiny is throwing you, you know, something that maybe you weren't expecting. And I only say that because it leads to this Five of Wands. But in terms of this being your advice, right? Like, not only do you need to be able to handle, you know, the kind of ups and downs that you're going to deal with here, but I think that it's also you needing to do the right thing for you when it comes to fortunate opportunities coming your way. You may be looking at it, though, and that may be based on seduction, but I think that that's your current situation. Something is not worthy of you right now, but that's changing, right? But that's because you are looking at yourself now. Your hopes and your fears, the Hangman, and, you know, it's understandable, right? Because maybe it's going to take you some time to see things, you know, from that different perspective. But this is, you know, you needing to gain enlightenment on your situation right now. You know, because look at all of this, like, reevaluation that's going on here. Now, for some of you, the fear there is that, you know, somebody else is kind of in this limbo state, if I could talk right, and they will never see a different perspective. And you will always be waiting on them to, you know, wake up, so to speak. You know, but for you, this is, you know, maybe I just need to take a minute here. It's not that you need to sacrifice anything. It's just you need to have this time out here to see something differently, or to see like the bigger picture for sure, right? But if you're expecting somebody else to, I think that that's where the conflict is coming through. But again, I go back to the Six of Wands and think, regardless, Aries, you're going to be overcoming something. You know, it might be a minor situation in your life right now. It could have to do with career, relationship, but whatever it is, you're doing something where you can hold your head up and say, yeah, I did the right thing for me this time. You know, but it requires a lot of self-reflection. And does it? And then coming out, the King of Swords. Okay. So let's say that this is going to have to do with, you know, you dealing with another person here who may not understand your point of view with the Five of Wands. There's going to come a point where you may be tired of waiting on this person to grow up, is what I want to say. And for you externally, you may be showing this part of yourself that is removed from, you know, any kind of emotional attachment to the situation, and you may be like cutting things right down the line. And it's not that you're being an asshole, but, you know, something is happening here where you're going to be required to shut off your emotions and communicate clearly and get straight to the point. But it's not that you're trying to, you know, be harsh with someone, and it's not that you're bitter. You know, it's interesting. Now, for some of you, this may be somebody that you are dealing with, though, in future conditions, that may be giving you some advice or some assistance with the King of Swords, right? Male, female, could be air sign. But somebody who is communicating to you very clearly. You will understand what they are saying to you. And what they are trying to do is give you sound advice, I think, in order to help you overcome a difficult situation. You know, and this to me does not feel bad with the King of Swords. I don't think that this is a bad person, you know. And this may be somebody on the outside that is going to be like giving you clarity on your situation, especially with these two showing up, right? But this may be you though too. And then the Chariot, oh shit, yeah. Okay. The Ten of Cups, and here's the thing. Because I'm looking back at your oracle cards and I'm thinking that, you know, maybe you have tried to find happiness in a situation, but the thing is you're reevaluating it only because, you know, the sun is shining. But then I also think that in terms of, you know, you making a choice here in your life that is logical, I think that it's more based on, you know, what is going to make you happy. And it's not that, how do I say this? You can't make everybody happy in this situation, but you have to do what's right for you and possibly your family here. So with the Ten of Cups, we're talking about the happily ever after, right? But this is also about coming to a completion. And here's the thing. I'm looking at the Four of Wands and I'm thinking this has only just been established. And I'm looking at the Ten of Cups and going that's a quick jump to go from, you know, the Four of Wands to the Ten of Cups. And I say that because you start to reevaluate it and you're going within. Now, if a situation is not leading to your overall happiness, this may be why you're moving here, right? So for some of you, if you have, you know, established something new in terms of your career, the hope is that, you know, it's going to lead to this overall happiness, right? For you and possibly your family. But we're reevaluating it now because you may not be actually getting there, but that is your focus when it comes to, you know, the advice or the decision that you're making. But something is being made clear to you with the sun, but we're also talking about you feeling rejuvenated. Even if something is being revealed to you, it's giving you a new sense of direction, I think, especially with the Chariot coming after this, because I always look at the sun and I think of our self, the solar plexus, our direction, right? And then you have the Chariot where there's this self-control and this huge momentum forward. And some of you are going to be making a huge move, but it requires you to shut off that part of you that is, you know, emotional, right? Like we're not making decisions based on emotions where you may have done that before in the past. And that may be because an offer looked really good to you. But this is really big, you know, but the sun is lighting up everything for you. And I think that that's what makes you kind of like take a step back and start looking at, you know, you and going inward, you know, and where are you really going, right? I like it, and mainly because I'm looking at the Six of Wands as the overall. But it's like as soon as the sun comes out on a situation or as soon as you feel this new energy, it's boom, I'm going. I'm not placing all of my emotional fulfillment in just one thing, even though something has been established, right? And again, I say that because of this combination right here. And for some of you, yeah, it may require you to be harsh with, you know, someone because you're moving in a different direction. You know, now for others of you, like I said, this is going to be you making a big move in your career here. And it's no longer about, you know, accepting offers that look really good because you think it's going to bring you emotional fulfillment. It's no longer about that. It's about something that's going to carry you through for the rest of your life here, right? And I'm telling you, I feel like there is something that's going to be popping up that's going to make you question where you are now. But I don't feel like it's a really bad thing because it's ultimately you doing what is best for you. Okay, so there is going to be a risk that you're going to have to take. But the thing is you're not willing to take any risks anymore unless things are made clear to you, right? We have to see the truth of everything, right? But this truth is going to bring you this boost of energy that's going to make you want to take a certain direction here. But it's only because, like I said, an opportunity comes your way here with the Wheel of Fortune. I really truly believe that. But it's, like I said, it's going to require you to take a risk. You already know this, but we need to have, you know, the truth of the situation before you actually, you know, take advantage of the new energy. And then you have first light beginning, beginning a new cycle. Yeah, and the sun, yes, yeah. Okay, so whatever obstacles are in your path, you're going to be able to overcome them. But the only reason why you're doing this is because there is this light that is shining on you and where you are going in your life right now, right? And that's where first light is coming through, and it's saying it's time now. We're going to begin a new cycle. And let me tell you, with the Chariot, there is no hesitation, right? It's not the Fool, though, because I think that, you know, again, with truth being there, it's like we have all the details. We understand the truth of our situation this time, right? There is no more manipulation. That may have been who you were in the past, you know, taking offers that weren't worthy of you, right? But this is something that I think is very clear to you. And you're like, boom, no hesitation, we're going. And it looks really good, Aries. So whatever it is that you're dealing with now, if it's career, financial, relationship, whatever is standing in your path, you're going to be able to overcome that. But it's only because this light is shining, and I believe an opportunity steps in your path.